Yeah, we're gonna go over some Kanye West shit today. How's everybody doing though? Are you guys ready for me to get canceled? Kanye went off about the Jews. Kanye went off about George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose. Kanye went the fuck off. Oh, here's the full interview of his Drink Champs interview. Okay. I knew they would take it down. I do want to mention this though. Kanye, although he lost his, he definitely lost his bank shit. Like, what was it? He loses everything, right? He lost, right now, Balenciaga. He lost Adidas. He lost, his wife. But that was before the anti-Semitic stuff. What happened was, Kanye West has been saying a lot of crazy stuff for a very long time, okay? He said slavery was a choice. He said that, recently on this interview specifically, he said that George Floyd died of a fentanyl overdose. Really, he's basically been spouting Candace Owens talking points. And I say Candace Owens specifically because that's the hateful bitch who he's been around. So he has been hanging around Candace Owens and basically ruining his life. Because Kanye isn't necessarily all there, right? But I don't think he's crazy. That's the main thing. I don't think he's crazy at all. Now, he brings up some things about the Jews. Anyway, Kanye West has been going off. We're going to listen to the shit that he's been going off about. But when he said that, Jewish people are mostly in charge of a lot of things, but specifically he's talking about the music industry and media, right? Movies and TVs like Hollywood and the music industry. And if you look at Hollywood agents, if you look at a lot of the lawyers that are in the entertainment business, if you look at a lot of the people that are up high in the entertainment business, they are people of Jewish descent. They are Jewish people. Now, does that mean that there is a cabal of Jewish people that's running everything? I don't think so. But I think Jewish people, and there's a lot of historical reasons for that. One of them being that for a while Jewish people weren't allowed to hold. I think this was specifically in Germany during World War II, during the Nazi bullshit. But they weren't allowed to own businesses, and they weren't allowed to do like menial labor, like physical labor. So they had to think outside the box, basically. And so that's why you have a lot of Jews that went into accounting. They went into being somebody's agent, things like that, right? And then when Hollywood opened up in LA, a lot of Jewish people were there to start that up, right? So they were the ones that kind of started the movie industry. And of course it would make sense that they're running it. But Kanye West is going a little bit farther. He's taking right-wing talking points. Again, specifically those from Candace Owens, and he's fucking spouting them off. And when you have a couple of million motherfuckers that listen to you, there's some repercussions behind that. Kanye West. The primary purpose of Drink Champs podcast, I don't know why you had to, is to provide a platform for creatives to express their personal views or opinions without restriction or censorship. All views or opinions expressed during the pod are solely those of the individual expressing such views or opinions, and this does not reflect the views or opinions of Sean Combs, Revolt Media, and TV LLC, or their respective parent and or affiliated companies. Do not cancel us, Jewish people, please. We are not co-signing what Kanye says. We just want the views for him saying it. Do not cancel us. I love you, Chase Bank. Please don't kick me out. That's basically what this is saying. So, just don't cancel these guys. Although, this motherfucker was apologizing a couple hours after this was posted. So, we'll see. We'll see if there's a reason to cancel him. Yeah, they kept this on for a minute. They kept this disclaimer off for a minute. They knew.
What it good be? Hoping this is what it should be. This your boy NAOLAA.
What up, is DJ EFN.
And this is motherfucking Military Crazy World Radio. Drink Champs Yappy Hour award winning. Motherfucking make some noise.
This shit better not be boring.
Last time we had this brother on here, our numbers went through the roof.
Of course it did.
I mean, we were, whew. And let's just for people that don't know, the man is a genius.
Is he?
Musical genius.
Yeah.
Lyrical
yes,
genius.
Yes, lyrical, yeah. In terms of like...
Fashion icon.
Yep.
He can wear a rubber shirt and you're gonna wear it. Cause that's how influential he is. Right now, last time he came here, he said, cancel me. He pointed to himself, he said, cancel me.
Yeah, that shit worked this time. That shit worked this time.
They did not cancel him. They could not cancel.
No, they canceled him
right
this
now,
time.
It's a little turmoil. We're going to get to it.
A little turmoil? Nah, bro.
Whatever. I asked him if anything's off the record. He said, absolutely nothing. But we're going to give praises and love to the one, the only, Mr. Ye. Make some noise! Now, Ye, I want to start because, you know, the very famous interview was you and Sway, right? And then...
You don't got the answer,
saying
Sway.
that you wanted to be like Ralph or you.
As a man from Oakland, fuck you, Kanye. You don't talk to Sway like that.
You wanted to be up there with that caliber. And now it's like you are Ralph. You are that caliber. And then so I guess what I'm trying to say is, so that's where we get confused.
And I got a blunt.
The answers.
I think you already admitted Sway had the answer. But I guess that's when we get confused with the Adidas part of it is because like that's how you became a billionaire, right? Through the Yeezy. So like what was the discrepancy with Adidas?
Yeah.
Kanye West is no longer a billionaire. Hey, don't talk shit about the Jewish people. Bruh, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know.
I just didn't have the relationships with the factories at that time, and I was managing a lot of ideas like I was
Although Adidas, nobody would buy Adidas if it wasn't for fucking Kanye either. So, like, Adidas lost by doing this, but also Kanye lost. Everybody lost because Kanye decided to talk shit.
A new dad, I was newly married. I had a bunch of team, like a big team of designers with me, and we hadn't established who we were. We were still fighting to get our respect in fashion. So there's a lot of fights at the same time. So we had to go and basically like intern almost up under these companies.
Because you interned for Louis Vuitton at one time, right?
Okay. Louis Vuitton, Fendi, and we interned in a way at Adidas. Like the licensing deal was my intern to become, more in that Bernard Arnault, Bezos, Elon territory. And just understanding how to, how money works. Like this is first generation, like you can say, like look at like Jay with the Duce, this is first generation of wealth.
And learn those infrastructures, right?
Yeah, the infrastructure is how to do a factory. Even right now, like when I left Gap, I moved, we made this t-shirt like all the tremendous stuff we're doing right now, which is a flip on Supreme where the guy that used to work for me, Tremaine, is now at Supreme.
Everybody.
And, we can go further into that a little bit later. But for the main point is, so I took it over to Dove Charney at LA Apparel, and he founded Los Angeles Apparel. So then we made the White Lives Matter tees, and then when I put up the tweet, the DEF CON tweet, he ain't releasing the tee because he's Jewish. And I'm like, see, this is my exact point that I'm making. Like Jewish people have owned the black voice, whether it's through us wearing a Ralph Lauren shirt, or it's all of us being signed to a record label, or having a Jewish manager, or being signed to a Jewish basketball team, or doing a movie on a Jewish platform like Disney. And we understand it's like, I respect what the Jewish people have done and how they brought their people together. They came into money through the lawyers when after Wall Street, when all of the like the Catholics, they wouldn't divorce people. Right. So the Jewish lawyers came and they were willing to divorce people. That's when they first came into their money. So like say with me and Jay, with our culture, with the with the darker Jews. First of all, because you got
it just happens when anybody starts talking deep.
Okay. Yeah, with the darker Jews, the 12 lost tribes of Israel, who we are, because we Jewish also. We from Africa also. We're the blood of Christ. So we're not just black.
Black Israelites are crazy as shit. But that's like this weird route. That's this weird route that Kanye's going down. Right? He's going down this weird route of like black Hebrew Israelite bullshit mixed with Candace Owens talking points and like just, you know, like a fucking Salt Bay dash of fucking anti-Semitism on top of all of that. Although I think anti-Semitism kind of comes with both of those first two things.
We are Jew, just like the Jewish people, and now we're coming into money. But the main thing is, I got to drink the Douce over the Hennessy as the first step to us coming together, like how the Jewish people came together. But we couldn't even talk about. I remember Ben Horowitz called me after 444 and said, "I don't know about Jay giving up Jewish business secrets." And these secrets,
we was talking about building up the properties and stuff like that.
Yeah,
on 444.
These secrets they not finna be a secret no more. Like if somebody tells me something, it's like, "Yo, I want to tell you this, but it's a secret." I'm like, "I'm not your personal hard drive." Like if you want to be a secret, don't tell me. I'm not here to keep nobody's secrets because it's only the truth.
Kanye is no longer. We went over this. Kanye is no longer a billionaire. He got dropped by Adidas. Chase Bank let him go. Another bank let him go. What was it? The one with the two names. Or is it three names? They let him go too?
That's going to set us free. And what they do is the Jewish community, especially in the music industry, they'll take, in the entertainment period, they'll take one of us, the brightest of us, right, that can really feed a whole village, and they'll take us and milk us till we die, and then Stevie Wonder's son got to get a job, right? But Cameron Azoff got a job at Apple. I mean, he's already set up because of the way Azoff is connected. And we have to make our own connections. That's what I saw. What I loved about it, I love Dove just as a human being.
As the guy from Adidas?
Yep.
Dove is from American Apparel. Okay. But I'm talking about put out my White Lives Matter tee. The White Lives Matter tee don't say nothing. It don't say DEF CON or nothing on it, right? I'm like, put it out. And he's telling me, like, yo, I want you to visit the Holocaust Museum. And I was like, yo, I want you to visit Planned Parenthood. That's our Holocaust Museum. I'm like, yo, I put my life on this. At this point, because they've been fucking with me too long. They put the crazy narrative out there. My Jewish trainer, Harley Pasternak, who's Lizzo's trainer.
Don't you love? Look at Dory. Dory is definitely
trainer,
questioning his shit.
Lizzo's trainer.
Look at this. He's like, oh man, I don't know if this was a good idea. I think Ye might have said yes too fast on this interview. Ye's never asked me for an interview before. He's like, oh man, everybody about to get canceled. This motherfucker. He's like, everybody about to get canceled. He's like, oh man.
Put it out.
That look was like, he's like, he's doing math in his head. How much he has saved.
Lizzo's trainer.
He's like, if I sell everything now, maybe I can make it to next year. I'm gonna be apologizing like a motherfucker. He's already thinking of the shit he gotta say sorry for. I gotta apologize to I gotta apologize to the Jews, Lizzo, Harvey, everybody.
Put it out when I went to the hospital. Put it in the press. I got a bunch of friends that went to the hospital. It didn't go to the press. They did that just like they did in the documentary on the 3rd episode to say, we love Ye like the rest of y'all. We know he a genius like the rest of y'all, but sometimes you got to turn the camera off on him. So they'll go and get a dude that's supposed to be my friend that's been taping me the whole time and buy this nigga out for $30 million.
I thought you co-signed that.
I ain't co-signing, but you get used to that. Paparazzi taking a picture of you, you ain't getting no money off it. You just get used to getting screwed by the Jewish media. And I'm saying, Y'all done poked the bear too fucking long. When I wore the White Lives Matter tee, I had 4 SoFi Stadium shows. They canceled my shows.
Yeah.
I said it's up. And let me tell you one thing. It's like if a black man is caught with something in the car or something, everybody in the car gonna go to jail with him, right? But if a black man can play basketball or rap, only he gets the record deal. So meaning like if one black man does something bad, all the other blacks get caught with him. If one black man does something good, nobody else gets nothing with him. It's a reverse for the Jewish people, right? If a Jewish person could repeatedly fucks me on a deal, it's just them. It's just the businessman. It's not the people. It's not nobody else. But if a Jewish person does good, all of their people eat with them. That's one of the flips. I gotta tell you something. Where is a black?
The first shit he said was right. That makes sense, right? You're in the car, somebody has drugs on them, they're taking everybody in the car to jail. They don't give a fuck. It was my drugs, yeah, whatever. Everybody's going in, right? And yeah, you're right. If you get a fucking comedy deal or a fucking, NBA deal, that's only one person getting it. I mean, rappers put people on. You know what I mean? A lot of rappers I know put people on. I think it was, was Lauryn Hill or Trina? I think they were telling a story about how they were like, I can't do it without my crew, so you're going to have to fly them out here and sign them too. And they were like, okay. And so they flew them out and signed them too. So it really depends on the person. Somebody that's like an athlete, yeah, you can't really take anybody with you, sure. But I think in terms of like music and comedy, sure. But let's continue Kanye. Kanye with a blood is pretty nice.
Just like Larry Hoover's in a real prison, then I would have had to say so when my kids go to school. I go into my kids' school, I see Hanukkah books, then I see Kwanzaa. Christmas is Christ's Mass. Where's Jesus in the school where all the celebrities are paying for their kids to go?
Cell? I'm sorry. What did you just say?
Hey, I'm talking about.
Right.
But ain't nobody listening to me type shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm in like a glass box of like celebrity with a bunch of handlers around me and shit.
Did he already start drinking?
Behind my back and being like, is he ramped up? What we gonna say now? What I told y'all, because I talked to Larry Jackson last night and he was like, yo.
From iTunes.
Yeah, but now he's got his own deal. He started telling me how Clive Davis changed his life. And I talked to him for 6 minutes. He said, well, usually we talk back and forth. I said, Larry, this is my life, though. I'm letting you know so you can let everybody know what it is. What it is at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of y'all no more. And we don't have to be afraid. I understand that they got us so paid off every which way they cutting down. And my whole point just off the tweet, the fact that, what does that even mean, what I said? And the fact that I got taken.
Man, you bring Taylor Swift into this room, she's not going to get a word in edgewise, bro, I promise you.
Taken off proves my point. Jamie Lee Curtis went on TV and said, I hope they take his children away from him. I hope they take his children away from him. Everybody they put out, Triple X, Tupac, that's what Larry was saying. My response was, well, I guess I'm next then. Because it's no backing down at this point. I talked to Cube because Cube been labeled an anti-Semite. First of all, we are Semite. We Jew. So I can't be anti-Semite. First of all, I need my 4 stadiums back. The 78 media outlets that call me abuser when I was trying to get that heroin addict away from my kids that was tattooing my kids' names on them, Skeet, Pete Davidson.
Yeah, bro, don't get that, Pete.
They popping up. You know what I'm saying? It's like they, Trevor Noah, not even from America. He just looked black. Right?
Bro,
gonna say, yo, Kim, it's gonna get dangerous. So they putting all that, he crazy. He's so OJ. Nori just want the family back together. I just want the family back together. Kim is a Christian. On TMZ, I just saw yesterday, they said Pete Davidson and Kim have sex by the fireplace to honor their grandmother. It's Jewish Zionists that's about that life that's telling this Christian woman that has 4 black children to put that out as a message in the media. So when I drive by and I see the Hulu ads and I say the JP Chase Morgan ads, I'm gonna let y'all know right now, the devil.
When me and Kanye got into an argument, he called me last November. He's basically trying to get me on board to shit on somebody he knows is my friend, Pete Davidson. He's like, oh, we gotta save the new Marilyn Monroe. Talking about Kim. And I'm like, yo, you know Pete is my friend, right? So he's going on. And then finally he goes, my wife is out here fucking a white boy with a 10-inch penis and you won't help me? My wife is out here fucking a white boy with a 10-inch penis and you telling me that's your friend, but you're supposed to be culture? He's screaming on the phone.
Somebody help.
Entertaining.
Yeah.
Entertaining. Hilarious.
What am I supposed to do but laugh at that? This was last year when I did this donkey of the day or early.
I just wanted to keep that in mind whenever Kanye brings up Pete. So he's picturing his wife getting fucked by a white boy with a 10-inch penis.
There's a defeated foe. You can't poison me. And by the way, y'all done already fuck with me so much. Y'all already black mirrored me. You already made everybody think I'm crazy. You already took my family away. You already separated all my friends. I don't got no celebrity friends. Because when I was on TV, on Instagram saying, I don't know where my child is, and the Kardashians kidnapped my daughter in public, and I didn't have the address of my child, none of these niggas that want to say something
Travis
now.
gave you the address, though?
Travis gave me the address. Right. But as far as Meek Mills, Puff Daddy, whoever, none of these niggas, all you fake hard niggas, fuck you. Hold on. Okay. All you fake hard niggas, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck because you can't shoot nobody anyway. And the reason why you got to talk is because you did a deal, you fucking fed. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to come at me, because part of the deal for you to be a do all that and get out of jail is that you promise that you're going to go pull my coat card. So y'all niggas shut the fuck up about me. Now let me say it calm. You niggas shut the fuck up about Michael.
Right.
I'm Michael now.
Right,
Every Michael you can think of, but mostly Godfather Michael now. No. I'm Michael now. I'm Michael now. I am the richest.
Right. They say you're the richest black man in American history.
In history.
In history. Can we make some noise for that, goddammit?
He was the richest black man in American history.
So I want y'all to run up on me.
No.
I want y'all to come kill me. No. I want you to smack me.
No.
I want you to do all the shit you rap about.
No.
All the shit you rap about. I want you to come do it now. Come down to this joint right now, please. Or otherwise, shut the fuck up unless you was there when the Kardashians kidnapped my kids. You understand? Now go and get y'all some motherfucking business while we go and get free. Because I'm Moses out here. You know what I'm saying? I watched the George Floyd documentary that Candace Owens put up. One of the things that his 2 roommates said was, they want a tall guy like me. They want a tall guy like me. And the day when he died, he said a prayer for, 8 minutes. Mm-hmm. He said a prayer for 8 minutes. They hit him with the fentanyl. If you look, the guy's knee wasn't even on his neck like that.
Candace Owen talking points.
When he said mama is his girlfriend. They said he screamed for his mama. Mama was his girlfriend. It's in the documentary. But something that hit me, that fucked me up when I was watching the documentary, and it said, they want a tall guy like me. When I looked at that image of him, this tall black dude with the bald head, he reminded me of somebody else. Who you think he reminded me of?
Virgil.
He reminded me of Virgil. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna cry in front of y'all because that's how they get me, right?
Right.
But I know that we lost him. And I know that this white company, Louis Vuitton, is now making statues of him, like as a martyr. And we don't know why Exactly. We say it's cancer.
But I mean, all right. I want to be careful with this subject because.
Wait a second, but tell me, could you even really run this interview? Because Mav didn't run my interview.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They blocked me out. The Jewish media blocked me out. This shit lit, right? I'm lit, right? I'm lit.
Yeah.
I'm lit. You know what I'm saying? JP Morgan, I put $140 million
Yeah, JP Morgan,
in
they
the
kicked
JP
him
Morgan,
out.
and they treated me like shit. So if JP Morgan Chase is treating me like that, how they treating the rest of y'all?
That's outrageous.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, Chase.
And this murderers with Chase accounts.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I am outraged. By the time people always, they want to calm it down.
Because no matter what, you didn't break no law.
I didn't break a law. I didn't break a
The
law.
bank shouldn't be a judge or jury on anything that's
But
going
this
on.
is it's like a social contract. Candace Owens has a word for it, I'm forgetting. But it's basically like they told Candace Owens she couldn't hang out with me.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
I'm here because I didn't have no outlet. I was on Tucker Carlson, right? And people, Trump supporters, they think it's so, you know, they think it's nice that a black guy supports Trump. But it's like, would they really support me when I do? Because they said legally I'm not allowed to say what's happening in 2024. But all those people that love me when I run against, when I wore the hat, right? Would they support me? I got to say something about the hat. That's one of the things that really drove me to the edge.
Some of the MAGA hat.
The MAGA hat. Imagine your own wife telling you, "Oh, the hat's small dick energy." Meanwhile, the Clintons got them trying to get people to get vaccinated. I know somebody, I'm not going to say his name, where Kim and Chris got on the phone with them trying to get them to push the vaccination to black people. Meaning that's how in tune and how aligned with the Clintons that the Kardashians were through Corey. Through Corey. Corey is a...
that's fucking huge. The Kardashians were pushing the vaccination. They have that much power. I mean, they do have a lot of power and influence, but to the point that, I believe that happened.
Plant. Corey was, you know, Puff Daddy, Manny. You get what I'm saying? Then he was with Justin Bieber when Justin Bieber got in trouble. And then when Bruce did a transition to Caitlyn, he popped up. Now he run around like he Kylie Daddy. But he's there for the agenda and controlling the power of that family. 4 of those people in that family have been raised Christian by Rob Kardashian. I know y'all want a question, but did you ask something right there?
I think you just gotta let some of this out, and then we.
It's not even venting or inventing. It's just it's up. You know, they done fuck with me too long. Every time they say my name wrong, it's like they calling me Cassius. My name Ali. If I change my name, you respect that I changed my name. It shows you the level of disrespect. Every time they say one of my outfits are bizarre. When the last time you read a headline and they called me a billionaire? For 3 years, Forbes wouldn't say I was a billionaire. It's all to diminish me so y'all wouldn't listen to me. So say when I did the Ye and Drake show, right? It's so funny, I look up and it said Ye, DRK right there. But I look.
How you see it.
It's just a similarity to it.
Like me?
Yeah, absolutely. Gemini dyslexic, left-handed, made to be right-handed, so I could fit in.
Okay. All right. That's me. All right. Yeah, continue. All right. I'm gonna take another shot. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. This is a lot. This is a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
Only the Duce.
Yeah. Okay. Only the Duce. This is beautiful.
Yo, think about like Nike. Nike is as popular as Apple, but it's company number 321. Apple's number 1. Nike's on defense. It's not on offense. Right? Because niggas love Nike. Right? So Nike is used for political influence because it's not about the money you make, it's about the position you have. So when they signed me to Gap, it wasn't to raise a stock price, it was to be able to be like, to tell the Fortune 500 companies that do deals with China, to tell them, hey, Gap has influence in the underserved communities.
Right.
That was what the deal was about.
That's the girl part, not you.
The same reason why I was in a Kardashian situation. So you would feel.
Hold on, let me ask you something, because as a person that
influence the Fortune 500 companies that do deals with China, to tell them, hey, Gap has influence in the underserved communities.
Right.
That was what the deal was about.
That's the girl part, not you.
The same reason why I was in a Kardashian situation. So you would feel.
But hold on, let me ask you something, because as a person that when we first seen the Gap deal, right?
Yeah.
We understand that rich motherfuckers ain't going in the Gap, but you know what? They was going in the Gap because of you, and it was going, and it said powered by Balenciaga. But then you walk into the store, and then there's these clothes that's just on the floor. Is that degrading to somebody that's rich that want to come in there and support you?
We should degrade the rich. Everybody is dirt. Everybody on the same level beneath God. Because we'll hop over.
That was all. I wasn't ready.
You know, we'll walk over a homeless person to get to the Gucci store. Ray Kurzweil said, a utopia is possible when we're led by the least noble and the greediest people. I brought the head designer of Balenciaga, the greatest designer on our planet today, Dimna. Dimna is the Ye of clothing. Dimna is the Drake of clothing. Drake is the greatest rapper ever.
And you said,
and I don't apologize about it.
You said in war he held fuck your baby's mother's mother?
All right, we get into some shit here. One, Drake is not the greatest rapper ever. I guess that's according to Ye.
Greatest rapper ever.
Nope.
And you said,
and I don't apologize about it.
You said in war he held fuck your baby's mother's mother?
Yeah, that was hard. That was hard.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on? What does that mean? What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory.
We was confused.
You know what it means.
Yeah.
God damn it.
And I put like, Corey know what it means.
Corey, oh my God.
So,
Let me get another one. So let's bring out the Yabby Easy. Oh my God, I'm sorry, go ahead, continue.
Libra, happy birthday.
Oh shit, okay. Ye is out there, let's go. Speaking of that, are you single? Are you back in the market? You finger popping out there? What you doing? What you doing out there?
Yeah, you know, I'm the type of person I'm gonna go from girlfriend to girlfriend. Like I like focus. You know, I like to. Like I say, would it amuse you if I amused you? Like, I like to make a girl my muse. I like to take them and, you know, take them overseas or something like that. I like to get them Birkins. I might even get a girl a house. You know what I'm saying? I'm just on some, like, ridiculously rich shit. You know what I'm saying? I just do everything.
Bro, what?
From one extreme to the other. Don't step over the homeless guy to get to Gucci. And I'm like,
I'll get a bitch a house.
We gotta go back to Gap.
No, because we can't have them homeless. We can't have them homeless.
No, but one day.
ridiculously rich shit.
One day I'm singing one of my favorite songs. I'm like, your life finna change right now.
That was about Cheney.
Okay.
Dick Cheney?
Wait a minute. What? No, but I was singing it.
No, at first, you know, the funny thing, it was about Stas. And then Stas, Kylie's friend, and she was scared to come down to the studio because you know,
her life was finna change right now?
Because the Kardashians got her threatened. So then I just took her name off.
Really?
Yeah. And then, but the thing, it's like a mix, because I could like a couple girls at one time, and I'll put that together in a verse. So some of the stuff is like specifically Cheney, and some of the stuff is more Stas. And then you know, at the end of the day, it's all gospel, right? So we could be inspired by what God made through the female's beauty, but at the end of the day, we got to give it all to God. So at the end of the song, it says, Stassi, baby, why you twerk so crazy? I want to be on an airplane, because it's the twerking video, she on the airplane. I played it for Trav, he started laughing. But then I switched, I said, Lord, take me where you want to take me. Too much drama lately, your life finna change right now. Your life finna change right now. Balenciaga for all your friends, Hermes for the arguments.
Your life better change right now.
Okay, let me talk about Balenciaga.
Okay. I'm Balenciaga now. Just in case you don't know, I studied.
Yeah. So
I did my part. Oh, and I got the lights lighting up too.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I've been since you did the last interview. I've been Balenciaga. You know, my nickname is Yala, so now they call me Balenciaga.
That's what I'm saying.
I killed that. I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry.
He about to shit all over Balenciaga. They also cut ties with him.
Balenciaga.
As I mentioned before.
Balenciaga has the best design because they have the best designer. Period.
And that's not you?
I'm more like a Steve Jobs type. You know, you used to say to Steve, like, yo, you don't even program. You know, I would never disrespect a designer that been to school and that can cut and have dedicated their whole life and call myself a designer. I'm more an imagineer. I'm a visionary. And I place the pieces of our culture together. Even right now, you know, I want to bring joy and laughter. So even if say we wanted to like look at the interview and we have a conversation out and say, look, do we need this first segment? Let's just do the shit that's like, you know, it's controversial because people ain't gonna really name names, but it's funny still.
Right.
I think about that. It's like, we need joy. It's too much pain.
I'm hella high right now.
It's too much anger, and it's too much trauma economy. You know, I'm not gonna be like, I talk about the left, the Democrats, and how they prey with BLM on our outrage. You know, even when I put up the DEFCON 3 tweet, I was outraged at this point.
What does DEFCON 3 mean?
It's like level of
like, you know, actually when it's DEFCON,
it's like nuclear war.
I spelled it wrong. I have a tendency to do that. But DEFCON is actually that you're preparing to protect yourself. Because that's what I did. Because once they cancel 4 SoFi stadiums because of what's classified as wrongthink, because you have groupthink, it is very important to have the black vote be in groupthink and to not separate from the thought and be completely in line with the agenda of the left, the Jewish media, and the Chinese.
There's a lot of
Chinese niggas got something to do with it?
Everything.
He's so confused. He's so fucking confused.
Line with the agenda of the left, the Jewish media, and the Chinese.
There's a lot of
Chinese niggas got something to do with it?
They got something to do with everything. This is my issue with Jared Kushner. So I went to a dinner, right, with Josh Kushner, Jared Kushner, and Ivanka. I'm always saying her name like that. So
we know what that means. That's a different ring to it. Go ahead, continue.
No, me and Ivanka, nothing never happened. But
I hung out with you and Jared one time.
It's so funny though, because me and Drake, you know, before Donda came out, we met up at the studio, and the 80% of the time I'm just talking about how much I love Future and how I want to work with him, and how, you know, he's, you know, the most influential, you know, artist of the past 10 years. He had the most #1s in history now, but Wait For You, so we was right about that, right? So, and he says, yo, I just want to tell you, you know, nothing ever happened, you know, with Kim.
Who, Future's telling
No,
you
this is what Drake told me.
Oh, this is
I'm
Drake.
only talking to Drake about Future, really. Like, I'm like, yo, I love Future.
This is after y'all squashed the beat, after the concert?
This is when we were squashing it, right?
Okay.
This is when we squashed it twice last year. In the beginning, and then when me and Jay Prince went to go see him. I got another funny story about that.
Oh, we'll love to hear it.
So then Drake says to me, yo, I need to tell the story like this. So basically, you know, Jared Kushner asked Steve Stout, like, yo, just tell me, like, did Ye fuck my wife? And Steve Stout was like, no, Ye never did nothing. So when I went to the White House, I saw Jared. I was like, yo, I want to just tell you, nothing ever happened. He's like, yo, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, yo, and I grabbed him by both shoulders, and I was like, yo, Jared, nothing's ever happened. And he said, yo, thank you for saying that. Okay, so when I saw Drake, we was in a parking lot, we were talking, and he said, yo, I just want to tell you, yo, nothing ever happened. And then I said, yo, thank you for saying that. When did I become Jared Kushner?
I didn't know where this was going. I did not know where this was going. You had me scared 1 second.
Hidden Hills. Give your wife the chills. Yeah, so okay, so
You gave me the chills. What's your? I got it.
all right, so this is why we're gonna win for 2024,
Okay,
bro.
let's go.
This truth. The
Right.
truth, because every man got their truth.
Right.
Every man could be the victim or the victor. You either one, you cheat with somebody, you're getting cheated on. You either the victim or the bully. Like, it depends on the situation you're in, and I just want to show you that situation. So we're going because the old man made a call for me and
We said
Drake.
old man, we talking about Larry Hoover.
Yeah, Larry Hoover
That's right.
made a call for me and Drake to squash things
Fire.
and to do this
That's dope.
concert together. Just like Farrakhan said something to me and Puff just now about White Lives Matter and Black
Right.
Lives Matter
Right.
and about the misunderstandings that we're having out here, right? So
Which is beautiful.
So
Good.
it's me, Jay Prince, G, it's Jazz Prince, it's his wife, and I got a girl with me. And I'm like, damn, my bitch not as bad as Jazz's wife.
Well, you saying this out loud? You wild for that.
I'm like, damn, she killer. No, so anyway, so Dave Chappelle has a concert that night. The night where we're going to, so we're seeing like, yo, can we go chop it up with Drake and then make it to the Dave Chappelle joint and go by the house? And then, so we're on the plane and we're like, well, where's Drake's house in comparison and distance to the concert? And I look up, I say, Google it. That's the whole thing. You can Google it. Remember that was the whole. Wait a second. I can set it up differently. Remember the whole thing was.
Yeah, when you gave
Yo,
Drake
I
address
gave
out.
his address.
Yes.
And my whole thing is you could Google the address.
Right,
and everybody on the plane start laughing. Because you could Google the address. It just looked like something on Instagram. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, got the address.
Right.
And guess how I found it? I Googled it.
That's crazy.
Oh, shit. Your house don't look the same on these Google Maps.
But how is that? So you actually go to his house to squash it?
Yeah.
You walk in the lion's den for lack of a better term because you're on his grounds. And then you at this time, at least I remember, this is Kanye Dolo. This is like Kanye's not rolling with no one. Or did you go with security at that time or no?
Nah, I mean, Jay Prince was there.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
That's
real.
that's successful.
Let's make some noise, Jay Prince.
Yeah, that's
Jay Prince. Real nigga, what's up?
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah, but Charlemagne.
How you knew I was going to talk about Charlemagne? How you knew that? That's in my notes. Go ahead.
He just, he gonna
Oh,
go
what?
on air and be like, I'm
that
gonna
sucks.
paraphrase it.
Welcome to the stream, BFF.
Kim is with Pete because he got a bigger dick. Why you talking about another man's dick on camera? Nothing you
wasn't
got
ready.
to deal with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like a bunch of these industry plant niggas. It's just like Samuel Jackson and Django. Not Samuel Jackson in real life. I fuck with Samuel Jackson in real life. I'm just talking about the character in Django. It's like, man, y'all are not helping, but it's like a video game of life. We all gonna get free eventually. And like you see, I got love for everybody, but it's no love if somebody's fucking with me.
Right.
I'm like, I really don't wish harm on nobody.
Right.
But I do realize that I can make people jealous by like flexing so hard, and that's gonna come with it. You know what I'm saying? It's because me and Cons would be in the studio, and we would make songs and be like, yo, we wanna make niggas mad. We wanna make niggas mad with the music. If it don't hurt. Like if it don't, it can't just compete, it has to hurt. That's the reason why I'm not washed, because I still make it hurt, so, and then it comes out and it hurt, and people be hurt about it, and then I be halfway acting like I don't know why they hurt. They hurt because you hurt them. This hurts. You know what I'm saying? Sleeping in a stadium hurts.
Yeah.
All like, throwing Balenciaga Couture on the floor, it hurts. Like even when, I went to the Ice Cube Big 3 event, and I had Justin LaBoy, King Toxic, and I had Vori with me, and I was saying like, yo, Drake, because this is my number, you know, it's like if we're gonna put our album out, you gotta go after the #1 artist.
Which was Vori at the time?
Which was Drake.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like right now, when me, James Blake, and No ID are in the studio working on our album, who do you think we be bringing up when we talking about songs? Stadium artists. Who do you think we bring up? And we ain't got no problem. There's no beef and no problem. It's just like, yo, we competing. Not Drake. Who do you think we bring? Anybody else got another?
Travis?
Stadium. Think down here.
Kodak Black.
No. Stadium. Stadium. Bad Bunny. That's who's on our wall.
Right.
That's who's on our wall when we make music.
Right.
We loading up concert footage.
Right.
Are you talking about the aesthetics of the stadium and what it's looking like?
Yeah, not just the
And in
aesthetic.
retrospect, if it wasn't for me, it might not be no Bad Bunny. I brought reggaeton to America. I'm sorry. I'm making noise for me. I'm sorry, yeah, let me make it about you. Come on, let's go.
So the thing is, it depends on what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do clothes. We're gonna look at Supreme.
Right.
We're gonna look at Balenciaga. We're gonna look at Ralph. Are we looking at these raps?
Right.
You know, we're gonna look at Drake. You know what I'm saying? We looking at stadiums.
Right.
We're gonna look at Bad Bunny. We gotta look at everything that's really happening. We're gonna look at money. We're gonna look at Elon. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna look at the Saudis. That's how I look at everything.
That's a
Right.
widespread view of everything.
You know what I'm saying? It's like everything has to be Apple, level.
Because we heard you was building your own Ye community. Is that still
Ye Immunity?
Ye Immunity.
Unity. This is one of my issues that I have because I've been building. I've invested like over $150 million in 10 years of research into simplifying our communities because there are no not just because there are no black-owned communities, but just me as a black person, that's who I am in this video game of life. I'm the type of person that's like, yo, we are one species, right? We're one being.
Salud.
There's no
Salud.
That's it.
Let's make noise for Ye real quick. I'm sorry. We are one species. Take it from
We
there.
one like, but
You gotta sip it. It don't count. Yeah, it don't count. I'm sorry. This drink chance. What's up?
oh, this good, right?
It's not Tucker Carlson. It's not Good Morning America.
Oh, you said his name right this time.
I said it right. You is back in the culture. And
Hey,
guess what?
what's
Welcome
up,
back.
Keelan?
Go ahead.
Welcome back.
All right, I think we're gonna finish this interview. This is a 3-hour one, so it's probably gonna be a one that I do. What's the apology?
From New York to the world, subscribe now to the Hot 97 YouTube channel.
So this is Nori apologizing for said interview that we're gonna finish later.
It's Ebro in the morning with Laura Stiles and Rosenberg.
What's
Ebro,
up?
Laura, and Rosenberg, good morning. Ebro is on assignment today, but today's an important day that we were excited to get on the air because over the weekend, our friends Nori and DJ EFN had Kanye West on Drink Champs for the third time. And this, of course, is an interesting one because it's coming on the heels, Laura, of Spring Hill, LeBron James and Maverick Carter's company, canceling his appearance on the shop, right?
Right.
So
it was a
set the
a big
stage.
it was a big deal because when I reported it, I know that Jeezy was part of that lineup and designer Salehi, and I heard it got really tense and really heated so much that the shop decided not to air their episode because they didn't want to give Kanye West's hate speech a platform, according to their press release.
So that brings us to our friend Nori, who's with us right now. Nori and EFN decided to have Kanye back on Drink Champs. And I guess I'll start here, Nori. What was the logic for you guys in giving him the platform to come on and talk with you?
Well, the logic was the same way you guys are giving me the platform. I think you guys have love for me. You guys have respect for me, and you guys think that I should have a say. There wouldn't be no Drink Champs if it wasn't for me coming to this very show and viewing my expressions. You know what I'm saying? I remember I came up with the idea to do Drink Champs after Prodigy wrote his book. and Prodigy wrote his book, and I had to have a rebuttal because obviously I was in the book. You know what I mean? And I would come up to this show, I would come up to the other show, and I started to realize that, you know what, I should have my own show. So this started from there. Now with Ye, I have a relationship with Ye. You know, when he was going through a lot of the things that he was going through, he would call me and he would actually listen to me and take my advice. So I felt I could control the situation. I felt that I could control the interview, and I've learned early on that I didn't. Like, you know, as a black man, I feel like I failed. As a human, I feel like I failed. But as a journalist, I succeeded because as a journalist, you're not really supposed to have an opinion. You're supposed to let people talk. And my biggest critique on Drink Champs is, Nora, you always cut people off. And this is the one time I didn't cut the people. Didn't cut them
everyone
off.
says
and
you should have cut them
and
off.
Everyone's mad. Like, so I stick to what the script is and cut everyone off. But I sincerely apologize to anybody that was hurt by Kanye's words, by Kanye's actions, because I didn't really realize that sometimes you're so much into the interview, you're not even in the interview. You understand what I'm saying? And so for the first 5 minutes, Kanye had walked in and he said he had people filming. And he told to my producer, he said, if you tell my people to stop filming, that he would walk out. So that the rhetoric of George Floyd, when you hear him speak about George Floyd, that's in the first 5 to 8 minutes of the actual interview.
15.
I actually check him and I say, you shouldn't say that. I actually check him about the Jewish community. I actually check him about the black community, but you don't see that till 2 hours in the interview. So what you're seeing right now, what we're getting backlash for, is for the first 5 minutes of the interview. And you guys understand that when you're trying to have a long interview or in-depth interview,
You got to pace yourself.
You got to pace yourself. So, but if the people are mad at me, the people are saying that was irresponsible of Nori, you know what? I'm gonna say yes. Y'all right. You know what I mean? Like, I should have checked him right then and there. So
well,
listen, he said it.
I hear you, and because I love you, I went and kept watching. I was like, everyone's saying they didn't check them at all. Let me keep going. And right. I got to the parts where you guys did try to push back. I mean, listen, you guys went the homie approach of like, hey, but what about, you know, which is what you should do because he's your homie. Right. Like it makes sense that was your route. Do you feel though? My only criticism would be this, Nori. There was one part where you were trying to really push back at the end, and I was like, "Oh man, Nori's too drunk. He's too drunk.
I was too drunk. Like, by the way, we're called drink.
Oh no, I gotta fucking see this. It's a 3-hour interview though. I'm gonna be like, nah, I gotta see.
Welcome back. Welcome.
You already did.
He did it on previous show as well.
Yeah, it's like that's what I saw. That's what I felt, and then people just rode with it. They love that someone said something like that.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, but now Kim is actually helping Gunner. He says Black Lives Matter organization
separated from the organization.
But let's just be clear. That's like saying, you know,
the Catholic Church don't love Jesus. I like that I have that 7:30.
Let me finish my speech.
Go ahead.
You don't want to let me finish my speech. I mean,
wait. Do you not think you have the effect that we really love what you do?
I like the love and I like the fear also.
Nah, but
man, these fuckers get drunk towards the end of it. Yeah, and I feel like Ye isn't. I'm having my guys record, and if you tell them to stop, we gonna leave. It's like, ooh. That is the most aggressive way to start an interview. My guys are also going to be recorded. If you tell us to stop, I'm going to get up and leave. It's like, all right.
Drink champs, guys. We're not political champs. You know what I'm saying? We're called drink champs. We're here to get these people inebriated. We're here to have, because that's when you get these stories that you guys love so much, is when I get them drunk. So unfortunately, sometimes I get drunk with them. It's just he stood with that ideology. He stood with. And by the way, I love Kanye West. I really think that we shouldn't give up on Kanye West. I really think that
it's getting tough.
We should talk. Yeah. I know this. I really think because right now, to me, I just got the phone with Talib Kweli, and I said, Talib, I think you should reach out to him. I think he needs a Most Def conversation. I think he needs a Dave Chappelle conversation because he's not having these. So when he's having them, he's so much in dominance of this. And like I said, you know, let me not railroad. I'm here to say I apologize to anybody who felt like I let them down, because I did feel like I did let them down to a certain extent, because like I said, I did check him later. But
again, apologizing hard. And they took down the interview. Ooh.
Technology and original human species can exist in a peaceful way, as long as the people that know how to make robots aren't using their robots to control the humans. Lex?
It definitely is something you have to be concerned about as we become more technologically savvy. That, my friend, is why engineering isn't everything. That you have to desperately study the lessons of history. In Nazi Germany, science was used to create atrocities. Engineering, the same. Engineering could be a tool of war.
We're still in the Holocaust. A Jewish friend of mine said, go visit the Holocaust Museum. And my response was, let's visit our Holocaust Museum, Planned Parenthood.
With all due respect, I grew up in the Soviet Union. I'm Jewish.
See, he said the exact same. He's used the exact same talking point that Candace Owens fucking used. Now let's see how an actual intelligent person deals with that.
Parts of my family perished in the Holocaust of Nazi Germany. I have to push back that there is a difference of the atrocities at that scale, at that time, on an entire people.
I was going to say the number, that's the difference.
It's not the number.
Because 6 million, well, also, African Americans are actually Jew also, the lost tribe of
I can
Israel.
push back on that too.
Okay, so, well, everyone came from Africa.
I am African. I'm basically African American. We're brothers.
And we're both Jew, and we're brothers. So
we're human.
6 million people died in the Holocaust. Over 20 million have died by the hands of abortion. And the media promotes the My Body, My Choice, which is actually still a promotion for Planned Parenthood. 50% of Black deaths a year is actually abortion. It's not the cop with the knee. It's not black on black violence and gang violence. It's not heart attacks. It's actually abortion. The most dangerous place for a Black person in America is in their mother's stomach.
There's 900 to 1 million abortions in the United States a year. I hear you. But there's something about the rape, the torture, the murder of children, women, men, the complete humiliation and just the suffering that was endured during World War II.
That's what we
see. What's really important about this, and what Nori didn't do, and I don't want to say Nori wasn't smart. I was taking a dig at Nori. I don't and probably wouldn't appreciate that. He probably doesn't care, but like he probably wouldn't appreciate that. But like, I'm not taking a dig at Nori. All right, what I'm saying is this is a man who seems like he has some experience interviewing people, possibly some experience debating. And what he did was, the first thing he did was, when Kanye West brought up that bullshit talking point of let's see our Holocaust, Planned Parenthood, when he brought up that, the first thing he said was, I personally have had family members that have died in the Holocaust. He made it instantly personal for him, right? So Kanye, that when you make something that personal, it's kind of harder for him to push back on it. So
deal with
that was a good thing. Was kind of like humanizing both sides, right?
On our TVs right now with Black people, Soros would use Black trauma economy to win an election. what I love is having a healthy conversation. And as opposed to, there's certain things, boom, this drops, people going to have pussy hats on. Boom, this drops, it's going to be, black people and white people with signs. Boom, this drops. So, hey, China, hey, left agenda, hey, what we're going to do is say that our species can have a healthy conversation. Can
I just linger on this? Because when you say Jewish media, there's a echo of a pain that people feel that reminds
you're saying it's redundant, right?
No, I'm not saying it's redundant. I'm saying...
See, another anti-Semitic joke. And Lex is just taking it. Lex is like, all right, we got to get to the point. He's like, you're saying it's redundant, right? Jewish media, because Jewish and media is the same thing. It's like, bruh, really?
It's redundant.
You're saying it's redundant.
It's a redundant statement.
I'm saying that it's something that Joseph Goebbels, the propaganda minister of Nazi Germany, said. I'm saying it's been said so many times in order to murder and torture Jewish people that it just rings wrong.
And that's the
just
thing.
Like the N word when spoken by people that have the same skin color as me. It reminds people of a very dark time.
I know. If Jewish people would accept that I'm Jew, then they would see what I'm saying in a different way. They would hear it in a different way.
But see, the people, you saying you're Jewish,
No, I'm Jew, not Jewish. Jewish means like that of a Jew. I'm saying I'm Jew.
You're a Jew.
Blood of Christ.
That
Orthodox
comes from,
Christian.
Right. But are you a follower of the philosophy of the black Hebrew Israelites? Because that's where the idea comes from. Not all of those folks are extremists, but some are extremists.
I'm a follower of the idea. I have a vague idea that all people came from Africa. But what I wanted to do, now I could Andy Kaufman this about 7 more minutes and then tell you what it is, what the whole point is.
Let's count 7 minutes.
No, I did this to do a spoiler alert.
Sure, spoiler.
What's the first thing I said at the beginning?
We're talking about engineering and humans. We're all human.
I said, and then what did I say we shouldn't focus on?
Race.
Not just that. I said they shouldn't teach this in school.
History.
The history, because what they do, what schools are doing is exactly what the CIA does with Pixar films and Disney films. They make Bambi's mom die in the beginning, right? And off that pain comes a purchase of ice cream. Off that pain comes, I need some more toys. Off that pain comes, I need a bigger house. Off that pain comes, I need more girls than my wife. Off that pain comes, so they put that pain in to make us, now we're the orphans of capitalism, to make us be consumers. And we need to be a community, not just consumers. So I could have went another 7 minutes by being a person who presents himself in a way that says, well, I don't have to feel your pain because I also have pain too that's not being recognized. And in every interview, when I say, well, why did I get to the point of putting up the tweet? No one wants to understand why I got to that point, right?
You had pain. You had pain.
Yeah, but no one.
Pain in your heart.
But let's say this. Undoubtedly, Jewish people have a lot of movies about that pain, and black people have a lot of movies about the pain of slavery, right? It's almost impossible to find a movie about Mansa Musa. When you go to the African History Museum in Washington, D.C., it doesn't start with the idea.
Mansa Musa was was the richest person in human history.
Of Africans being
black man.
Kings.
Owned way more than Bezos, fucking owned way more than even Genghis Khan, all combined.
It starts with the idea of Africans being slaves. But here's another interesting point about this. This was said to me one time and it stuck with me as a family member of mine. With Africans, how many times you've heard like a rapper, talk about we were kings? That's incorrect if we're Jew. If we're Jew, and since we are, We weren't the kings. We were the slaves that Moses freed. Africans have always said, you've listened to rap music and hear black people say, we kings, we blood of the pharaohs. And if we are Jew, then we weren't. We were the people that Moses freed. And when we talk about, have you heard black people talk about 400 years of slavery? Mm-hmm. All right. That is and we're having this history lesson, right? And
history doesn't matter. You're exploring ancient history and drawing deep wisdom from it. And at the same time saying we need to forget all of it. We need to put that behind us.
Absolutely. We need to forget it and we need to move forward.
There's so much wisdom to draw from history. Even the 20th century. Look at this. Communism.
Yes.
Without the lessons of history of the 20th century, communism sounds like a great idea. Except that some of the worst atrocities conducted by Stalin and Mao that killed 50, 100 plus million people. Not just killed, tortured, starvation. Where people, cannibalism, they ate each other. They ate their children. There's just dark people should read some books on this, on the Holodomor in the 1930s.
But I disagree.
With that lesson, we would, and now it's becoming more popular. Marxism and communism.
I'm not disagreeing that happened. I'm disagreeing that we need to harp on the things that happened, because the truth is, I'm giving a fact. 50% today of, let's say you don't call black people Jew, right? Black people's deaths today is abortion today, right now. Like that, it's not racism. That's too wide of a term. It's genocide and population control that black people are in today in America that is promoted by the music and the media that black people make, that Jewish record labels get paid off of, or media companies. Record labels and media company also, so let's give it a wider.
I agree with Martin Luther King. I have a dream too.
Martin Luther
King one day you would not be judged by the color of your skin or your race, black or Jew, but by the content of your character. All the assholes that fucked you over in the music industry, fuck artists over in the music industry, are individuals. They're not Jews. Can you say
they are Jewish?
It doesn't. They're human with opportunities, and they took those opportunities. I don't care if they're Jewish.
Do you feel like I should release that pain and separate it?
Yes.
Okay, so if you're saying I should release that pain and separate it, then I'm telling you should release your pain and separate it, and we could get to the list of how you are a being with engineering opportunities.
That's 100%. I see what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. The pain, I'm going to let it go. Engineering challenges. I get it.
All right. I need to... We need to watch that. Let's look at fucking Ye leaving the Timcast. So if you guys don't know, Kanye West went on Timcast IRL, and yeah, let's see how long he lasts. It's less than 20 minutes. He goes on with Nick Fuentes and Mayo Yiannopoulos, by the way. Did I forget to mention that? Yay me. I love hearing nothing but fucking racists and fucking race realists. No, we're watching up until Ye leaves. But we can actually get started, like...
I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. You were with your families or loved ones, or at least relaxed and enjoyed yourself.
I did not have a good Thanksgiving. Go fuck yourself, Tim.
Over the past week, there was a particularly big news story that's resulted in a continued news cycle, which is now going on for over a week, which is in many ways unheard of. But right now, because...
God, anti-Semitism is so unheard of. It's never happened before. I can't think of any instances of anti-Semitism, you know, changing the entire course of human history multiple times against the same race. I don't know. It's never happened before. Certainly wouldn't happen again.
Donald Trump went to dinner with Ye and Nick Fuentes, among others. He is now being denounced by Mike Pence, several Republican senators, and for whatever reason, this story, for many reasons I suppose people have made, this story has persisted till today. And we are able to actually sit down with several of the individuals involved in that story, notably Ye, Nick Fuentes, and Malinopolis, of course, who made the dinner happen. It's my understanding, or at least got the.
I had the dinner invite before I met Milo.
Okay, my bad. There you go. So we're gonna jump right into this
I just
story.
overcomplicated it.
Absolutely. So we're gonna start with that. And there's a lot we want to talk about, and you know what, man, this is a.
Can you fucking imagine those conversations with Ye, Yiannopoulos, and fucking Fuentes? Ye's just sitting here listening to all of this shit. Like, Nick Fuentes has gone on fucking, like, he's gone on record multiple times going against fucking interracial marriages. Kanye West was in an interracial marriage. How does this fucking add up? I don't. Woosah. You fine? You fine? But, like, this is just, like, just goes to show you how little fucking people hold on to their values, right? Like, if Nick Fuentes was really fucking about his shit, he would say, no, I don't support you, Kanye. You had a fucking white wife, and you have interracial children. So, no, I don't support what you do. Instead, he's like, well, you know, I might not agree with his love, you know. He'll find some way to fucking get around that, the fucking slimy little fucking slime ball.
Very big story. A lot of people have questions about, you know, what were Trump's intentions? Why were certain people invited? And Trump, of course, has issued statements. So a lot of people want to know where he stands and, more importantly, what happened there and why. And there's also the questions about what Ye 24 means. And I'll keep that a little bit vague so that they can answer to that and speak more to that. And then, of course, we're going to get into a lot of different issues. However, head over to timcast.com and become a member. We're going to have a members-only uncensored show, which will probably leave it. Subscribe.
No.
Would you channel, share the show with your friends? Joining us, as I mentioned, is we have Ye himself. Would you like to introduce yourself, good sir?
You did it.
There you go. I think everybody knows who you are. And which you gentlemen would like to introduce yourself?
Nicholas, please.
Hi. Yeah, I'm Nick Fuentes. First time here on the Timcast.
You never see Nick Fuentes in anything else other than his fucking suit with a tie. And now he's wearing some fucking blue hoodie. Kanye's got you wearing a blue fucking hoodie, bro. Dude, you can. Ooh. This little piece of shit.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. What do you do?
Oh, I'm a live streamer. I do a show called America First on Cozy.tv.
Which he owns. Cozy.tv is like a fucking racist version of Twitch. And he owns it. They have been known to be inflating their numbers. Yeah. So, Nick Fuentes believes in race realism. Okay, race realism is something that that basically, in short, it says that like Asian people are better at math and are better at science and that kind of thing, but they're not industrializers like the white man, right? White people are better at art, industry, writing, and black people, we are good athletes, but we also have the lowest in terms of IQ. Okay, so he also believes for some reason, well, it's funny because he's like America first, but somehow he's like a Catholic and has very strong, you know, Catholic values. So I wonder how that America first thing, you know, holds up to the Vatican. But anyway, Nick Fuentes is a huge fucking piece of shit. And what I like to call a baby Nazi. He's not literally a Nazi, though. He's something worse, because what he is can actually be swallowed by a lot of the young and impressionable white youth out there. He doesn't believe in fucking interracial marriage. He thinks a white woman having sex with a black man is akin to her having sex with a dog. Now, he's going to try to play that off, saying, oh, when that fucking phone call was recorded, I was just joking, and I was, it was, in different context, and no. These are things that he really believes, okay? He's using Kanye West. Basically, he's fucking hanging out underneath him and fucking sucking up the fucking droppings that are dripping down from his nutsack in hopes of fucking getting more clout or more power so that he can eventually run for president. But, like, he's really just enjoying himself right now. He's fucking just like, oh yeah. He's like going off about the Jews, and guess what? His favorite fucking rapper and fucking Trump, his favorite politician, are like both like gassing him up, right? So he is on cloud 9 right now. Him, Sneeko, and Ye have been hanging out, so now Sneeko feels validated. All of this shit is just like gas hitting the fire, okay? And it's not a good thing that's happening.
All right. And of course, Milo, you were here a couple weeks ago.
Yes, I'm your best ever guest.
Milo Yiannopoulos, avid fucking white nationalist and supporter of pedophilia. Like, is there anything else to say? He fucking was talking about how he had a relationship, how like his first sexual relationship was a threesome with 2 guys when he was like 13 or something like that, and the guys were in their like 20s. Like, and he said it as it was like a loving, caring experience. And I don't really want to know what kind of loving and caring experiences he has had with young children. But yeah, this dude is a fucking creep, and he's a fucking racist. And he's hanging out with Kanye. So Kanye has 2 racist assholes. He has a white nationalist and a race realist hanging out in the same fucking jet as like one of the most successful and a black billionaire, Kanye West. Like, it's not working. It's just like, it's how is this happening? Like, what timeline am I in right now? It's fucking crazy.
So we've been told that the episode with you was one of the best podcasts ever. People really enjoyed hearing you speak.
I think that's accurate.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
thanks for coming back.
Thanks. I was.
All of the things that I said about him are true, and that just lets you know what kind of audience that the Timcast has. Assholes.
Wondering how I was going to make it even more extraordinary the second time I visited, but I think I'm.
But even if the audience is full of assholes, apparently he wasn't fucking anti-Semitic enough for Kanye.
Might have pulled it off.
Luke's here.
Total sausage fest tonight. Welcome. My name is Okradowski of wearechange.org. Today I'm wearing my Didn't Epstein himself t-shirt, which you could get on thebestpoliticalshirts.com. And I think we should be using that word a little bit more, just like, this YouTube channel didn't Epstein itself. And if this YouTube channel is Epsteined, we will be streaming on Twitter. So yeah, I started a t-shirt company after YouTube demonetized me. So thebestpoliticalshirts.com, because you guys buy it. That's why I'm here. Thank you so much for having me.
And of course, Serge.
And I am Serge.com. Pleasure, guys.
All right. And I'll just pull up this story from The Hill, which is from earlier today, 5 p.m. Pence says Trump should apologize. It's wrong to give anti-Semite a seat at the table. This, of course, is related to a dinner that happened, and I was wrong a little on the details. So,
former Vice President Mike Pence on Monday said former President Trump was wrong to have dinner with white nationalist Nick Fuentes last week, but said he does not believe Trump is an anti-Semite or a racist.
A dinner happened. Nick, you were there. Ye, you were there. I just want to start off by, how did this dinner come to happen, and what happened?
I was talking to Trump for about a month. We had scheduled the dinner in October, and then he announced for president. He pushed the dinner back to November. And I've been pulling together a campaign. And after I put up the DEF CON tweet, a bunch of people that have been canceled, like Alex Jones, I started getting in contact with other people that were now on the inside of the matrix. And Alex.
Are we going to have an Alex Jones Kanye fucking, like, are we going to have an Alex Jones Kanye? I want to see that. I want to see Alex Jones and Kanye and fucking Nick's bitch ass is up here. I can't fucking smack him. I can't smack him with my hands. I wish I could. Oh, wait, no, I don't. No physical violence. No physical violence.
On the, the inside of the Matrix, and Alex Jones, producer, said that Milo wanted to contact me, and here we are.
So that's how you guys got in contact.
Yeah, originally, and then I suggested that we bring in Nicholas as a enormous extra brain firepower that he is. Most extraordinarily brilliant political commentator of his generation.
Oh my God, Nick Fuentes had to blow Milo Yiannopoulos to get the fucking Kanye. I can see it happening now. He's like, right, Nick, we need to meet in person if I'm gonna talk to you about this, because I don't trust the lines, right? And they come together. He's like, listen, Nick, I am going to have a meeting with Kanye West. Oh my God, man, you gotta get me in that meeting, man. What's going on? You gotta get me in that meeting. You have to blow me, Nicholas. Now, are you gonna put America first and put my cock in your mouth? I consent. And then he now has a meeting with Trump and fucking Kanye. And now he has a dinner, with Trump and Kanye.
And he's been treated just about as badly as anybody, so I thought he deserved to be in the room too. And yeah, that's pretty much how we got together.
So I have some questions about that, but we'll get through the dinner portion of how exactly this happened, what went down. So this is how you get in contact, the three of you. How is it that Nick ends up invited to this dinner? And what happened?
Well,
somehow that fat fucking bald bastard fucking is the cause of everything. Alex Jones got Nick Fuentes, Milo Yiannopoulos, and Kanye West together. Like, what fucking planet am I living on?
He was rolling with me. I was impressed with Nick, and I was like, just come to the dinner. And we had Karen Giorno pick us up from the airport. And there was a lot of back and forth. There's another gentleman named Jamar Montgomery that was with us. It's he's an engineer at Boeing, and
I'm telling him we should raise everyone's volume.
Okay, cool. And we sat there, and it was like when Trump came in, I said, do you want to sit alone? He's like, no, bring your friends in. So a big thing is like Trump had no idea who Nick Fuentes was. But this whole, I just got to go right to the heart of this anti-Semite claim that's happening. This is something, if you read the definition, it says you can't claim that there's multiple people inside of banks or in media that are all Jewish, or you're anti-Semitic. And that's the truth. Like, it's the truth. What are we talking about? And
elaborate. What do you mean? You mean?
I'm saying, like, I've been labeled anti-Semite, right? So there's different beliefs about our bloodlines, like the doc.
Kanye's first tweet back, Shalom. I'm glad he's taking this seriously.
Documentary that Kyrie posted, and in general, America has been left ignorant and history has been changed. So when we start questioning things that question the indoctrination, then you immediately get, you said debanked, or what did you say happened to you? Or
demonetized, deplatformed.
Demonized, demonetized. And what's so beautiful about this time is everyone got to see what's really been happening. And now we can really understand. We can see that Ron Emanuel was right next to Obama, and then Jared Kushner was right next to Trump.
But so we're getting right into it, I guess, right? I was hoping to go for the news first before we got into all of this stuff. I think the issue is one way to put it.
The look on Tim's face is like, fuck, I'm gonna have to push back on this. And if I don't push back on this the right way, I'm gonna push his ass out of the fucking, out of the interview. And I'll give you a hint. He does.
Is you're expounding upon a localization issue that you've witnessed, right? Let me clarify. There are a handful of people that you see are Jewish in a certain place, and then you associate Judaism with the power, whereas I view that as not relevant to it. Like, yeah, you're substantially more powerful than I am, but I don't view what you're doing as an issue of black people.
Yeah, but have you ever heard the term the black vote? So it's okay to put us in one net, but it's not okay for me to put them in one net.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's the basis of the hypocrisy that people have been thinking about and knowing about and realizing for decades. We were all wondering how this dam was going to break. Everybody in the country was wondering what is the root of this hypocrisy? Why can people talk about white people a certain way? Why can't they talk about that group a certain way? And the wretched and wicked and oppressive prevailing orthodoxy of cancel culture.
God, it's almost like when, you know, when everybody pointed to the Jews as the problem in the media, it's almost like, you know, nothing really happened because of the results of that, right? Like, you know, nothing happened. There was no repercussions of that. It's not like it slowly poisoned the population into making them think that it was okay to wipe out a fucking race of people. Like, yeah, if I was a Jewish person, I would be a little bit worried when everybody in the media starts trying to blame you for bullshit, okay? The whole reason why Jewish people became fucking, like accountants and fucking executives and like in the movie. First of all, the whole movie industry thing was because when Hollywood started, a lot of Jewish people flocked to fucking Hollywood to start up jobs there, right? Like they were sort of the first ones to break ground in the business, so of course they run it, okay? Like let's also like mention that like when the Holocaust happened, like in fact when any kind of fucking extermination of the Jews happens, the first thing that they do is take away their ability to make money. How do you do that? You stop them from being able to own businesses. You stop them from being able to do menial jobs like fucking like becoming like a janitor or a fucking like you couldn't do any of that shit. Nobody was hiring Jewish people. The only thing that they had to do to survive was to make up jobs, right? Was to fucking become people who are accountants or people who are fucking I'm fucking going off, right? But they ingratiated themselves into society in a way that they could not be exterminated because of fear of this happening. And when people sort of show up and say, well, why are Jewish people in control? Like, no, they're not. There's no fucking crazy Jewish cabal that's running stuff. That's bullshit. Okay, the reason why people are scared is because of things like the Holocaust. And then you have fucking Milo and you have fucking Fuentes denying the Holocaust. So they're saying the main reason why Jewish people are afraid, they're like, well, it wasn't as bad as it happened. You know, that really didn't really happen the way like people said it is. Like, are you kidding me? Like, sit the fuck down. It's not hard to understand.
Sure. Well, it turned out that the one thing that was going to break the dam was the biggest star in the world, and it took the biggest star in the world to do it. And now the dam is broken.
So let me tell you my issue. I don't like identitarianism. You guys are familiar with what that is?
Well, they started it, and they've been visiting on us. We're trying to break it.
When I was asking you about running for president, you immediately said, well, you know, you'd be good for the black vote. And I said, is that because I'm black? No, not just because of that. So is that. Are you doing the same thing?
I didn't say that was the only reason.
But the reason why you're good for the black vote, Kanye, is because when black people see you, they see themselves in you automatically because you are a black man. That's why you're good for the black vote. Okay? So, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just fucking running my head into a fucking brick wall.
No, not just because of that. So is that. Are you doing the same thing?
I didn't say that was the only reason. I said it was because you're personable to the common person, and you probably would do well with the black vote. Absolutely.
Just because I'm black, there's a lot of black people that don't like me.
Of course. I think race plays a role in a lot of things. Absolutely. And I think that
I think the construct of race has really been forced upon us as just something for us to be woke about and just constantly talk about and use it as these like walls.
Couldn't you say the same thing about Judaism?
Well, let's look at the facts of what I'm saying, though. If you say in this neighborhood where they gerrymander, there's this amount of time. So, hey, I wasn't doing that. I was just gerrymandering the lawyers and the Hollywood executives and the people at the bank that debanked me and then froze my accounts. You know, it's like we want to jump into protecting the idea that we can't put a net around something, right? But that's been my job as a producer, to take, you know, a Roy Ayers sample and put a James Brown drum and put it within a 2 minute, 3 minute song. That's the way I actually think, and that's the way I talk. And now this morning I found out that they were trying to put me in prison because what they did was I moved $140 million into JP Morgan. And I said, I want to talk to Jamie Dimon. Like, look at me. I'm just going in naive, you know, multi-billionaire. Like, maybe Jamie Dimon will let me in on some deal flow. Wrong. And I'm just like banging my hands like, I want to meet with Jamie. And I start complaining online. And then they debank me for complaining. And so I'm about to get debanked. They're like, you need to go to Trump's, the bank, AXO, whatever, you got to go. And I'm like, I've been trying to buy my own bank for the longest. And then we figured out how to get my own bank. It's like 50 million, 75 million. So I'm about to buy my own bank. But then as they're about to take the money out, here comes Adidas with a $275 million bill for marketing funds that they agreed upon. Because I said to them, hey, I'm the marketing, give me the marketing fund, which proves by the response they got when they, you know, stole the designs and said, we're going to not call them Yeezys anymore. So this is what I was already fighting Adidas.
You sold the designs. They bought the designs when they, okay.
For. So I'm fighting Gap, get out of Gap, fighting Adidas. And then I deal with this little bit of noise from, you know, Zionism from the fashion world, where they use this plant named Gabby, who's obviously like some kind of CIA agent, knows nothing about fashion. This is a certain thing. When someone can't dress, you know that they're not like a fashion person. They're just there as like the society, like the control that they try to use with celebrities, which has now been broken, right? Because you know where it broke. Okay. I want to get on like LeBron in a second. But I'm going to come back to this and just talk about this morning where, you know, I'm not going to.
Who the fuck is Gabby? Who the fuck is Gabby? Oh, Vogue Gabriella Kafira. Oh, so he's hanging out with white nationalists and he's fucking judging a black woman, a woman of color, a gorgeous woman of color. No thanks. And yeah, go fuck yourself, Kanye.
To mention her name because she's a nice lady, but someone at Cohen Resnick tells me, and I tell all of my finance people, never use the term a lot, but they said, okay, you're going to have to pay a lot of taxes. And that made me feel like they're just like waiting, like we finally got them. We finally can put him in jail. And I was like, can I still run for president in jail? I found out I could. So I was like, okay, that's fine then. It'll be okay.
But if you were Jeffrey Epstein, they wouldn't touch your bank account. They would allow you to break the rules, regulations, just like JP Morgan and Chase did, just like Deutsche Bank did. So there is an issue to bring up with that. But when it comes to the race stuff, I think this is an important discussion to have because I
have to complete this thought. You guys got to.
Okay, go ahead. All
right, because I'm talking about literally finding out that they were trying to put me in prison this morning. Watch this. So
this morning.
Yes. So not come to my house this morning, but I found out, okay, so they put a $75 million hold on 4 of my accounts. And then they said, you owe a lot of taxes. Took me like 6 hours to find out how much a lot was. They said, well, around $50 million. Now I'm going to different CFOs like, okay, so would this be tax evasion? Because I'm obviously not the most financially literate person on the planet. I was just a child, basically. Like when you become famous, you stop growing at that point. I became famous at age 24 and I had handlers around. I had my mom around, different things. And it was always like you go from one handler to the next handler to the next handler. So now I get to actually learn how to run a company. I get to learn how to, to count. Really, I was like Pablo in a movie. It was like I didn't even know where to put the money. Like literally making $300 million cash, but you're just like a high-priced. We're not going to use the S word just because it's just like too passe to use it. But it's like next year I was supposed to make $500 million in royalties, and like no one needs this amount of money. But when I would work on homeless shelters and ideas, I'd have a contractor. We won't say what race.
I need this amount of money.
And they'd be tearing down the contracts. It's all about, position. It's not about the amount.
Do you hear like Milo and fucking and Fuentes just like laughing in the background, like, like, are you fucking kidding me?
Of money that you have, and
like just the dog whistling is just disgusting.
To come in here, I feel like it's a setup to be like defending. I'm not gonna go through another, like I'm literally gonna walk the F off the show if I'm sitting up here having a, talk about, you can't say that it was Jewish people that did it when every sensible person knows that. I mean, Jon Stewart knows what happened to me, and they took it too far. It was like American History X. Like my head was on the side of the curve, and the exact people that I called out kicked my head. We found out that my trainer was a MK Ultra Canadian intelligence.
He worked in the defense research and development in the Canadian military, essentially working on psyops
Who's
in
this
the
guy?
Canadian military. This is Harley Pasternak.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, look, they tried to medicate me. I was exhausted. They wrongly diagnosed me, and they when I asked them how much lithium did you want to put me on exactly, it took them 4 days to answer because they were embarrassed about the amount, right? And I refused to take this, right? You understand that if I had taken the medication, I would not be here, and it would have been, he was deeply troubled. We miss him. We love his music, though.
Well, they would have Britney Spears too. I mean, look at
they would have Michael Jackson
or worse, yeah.
So
look at what they did. Look at what they did to Britney. When she went in, she was tired, she was exhausted, she was in a bad way. But 10 years of that medication wrecked her brain. You can see it now.
Yeah.
You can see there's not much of her left.
You mentioned Pasternak was the name.
Yes, Harley Pasternak. That's the.
Can't just bring Britney Spears up and be like, that's gonna be yay. That's what they had planned.
That's the text message that Ye posted that we were talking about before.
Here's the
lobotomy threat.
Yeah.
Before the show, obviously, I'm getting a bunch of messages from people. People are hitting me up, and they're like, "You shouldn't host them. They're anti-Semitic. They're white supremacists. They're racist."
Yes,
I do find the
all of those
idea.
things.
I do find it.
All of those things. I wonder how the chat's going. Yep. Yeah. Every anti-Semitic ass YouTube comments, of course.
Funny or weird or whatever that, Nick, they call you a white supremacist. You're here working with or for, one of the most powerful black men, one of the wealthiest and most famous.
He's sitting there using and eating the ball drippings off of one of the most famous black men. But yeah, he thinks that Kanye doesn't have a high IQ though. That's why he needs to baby him, he feels like.
But a lot of people were saying on the right specifically, don't platform them. And I said, well, I want to understand what they're thinking and why they're thinking it. They're involved in what may be the biggest news story of the past week, and we have an opportunity to sit down and talk.
Because the red media controls both sides. It just said it as simple as possible. Jared Kushner was next to Trump. Ron Emanuel was next to Obama. But see, since 1940, go ahead.
I was going to say, isn't that an issue of these individuals? Like you're extrapolating.
I'm going to order. With the last of my money that's available in a different account, I'm going to order a PJ before I sit and have another Lex Friedman setup conversation when I'm literally they're trying to put me in jail for my opinion.
But I get that.
Lex Friedman setup conversation. See, that's what you get after you fucking give all that good faith out there, Lex. That's what the fuck you get.
I'm not going to have that opinion. I don't care about people. Those are bots that are trying to tell you. We realize, look at Pence.
Yeah, he hung out with Sneeko. He's using bots already. Oh, man, this is going way downhill, yay.
He sold Trump out. You get what I'm saying? It's like I would have never wanted to do anything that hurt
Trump. I'm on Trump's side. Trump said things that hurt me. He lied about me, but I mean, he's known for lying. And when people used to tell me that, you know, he's a liar, it's like, you know, I went into the trenches for Trump. That's another conversation. There was no one in my position that wore that hat. And all of my surroundings exhausted me. It was like death by 1,000 questions. I know I'm jumping to another thing, but what I'm saying is, I know you got a rep for your people online, but it's you got a person in real life that I'm not with it, bro. I lost the money for the freedom of speech, and that's what makes me the only American that we know that really deserves to run the country. Because everyone else, your boy DeSantis, Trump,
God fucking damn it. You see fucking Nick just like
really deserves to run the country, because everyone else, your boy DeSantis,
like he's just fucking nodding away, like he's he's the only one that'll have him coming out in a fucking hoodie, but this is all bullshit though. Like, man. Anyway, we don't got too much longer. Watch this.
Trump, whoever they raise in a petri dish over on the Democrat side is going to play the game.
Look,
and like,
here's what I was trying to get to. You went right into the anti-Semite thing. I think it's something that should be talked about. But if you start bringing this up, you're going to ask my opinion on it. I'm going to disagree with you.
I didn't ask your opinion on it. You jumped into it.
But
I don't care about your opinion. I like your opinion on how we win an election, but I don't care about anybody's opinion, bro. I lost. They tried to put me in jail. They blocked $2 billion I had. Like, but I told Farrakhan, I said, look, is it anti-Semitic for me to say his name out loud? Like, I told the minister. Yeah, the minister. Like, I told
Obama met with him too.
Oh, he was. Yeah, I mean, the Jewish people allowed Obama to meet with the minister. You know, so Farrakhan said, well, did he have the money? The contract for the next 4 years, if I hadn't done anything, would have been $500 million a year for 4 years. What I was fighting for was the IP, so my children could, I'm sorry, just sometimes I think about 7 thoughts at one time, because anything I see, I come up with like 7 answers to it and then just choose what it is. But the thing is, when I said my children, the reason why my brain kind of blocked, because it's like God is saying, you know, your children are going to be okay. Baby mama's got money, right? God is using me. He's breaking me down, removing all of the, richest person, all of this, so I can serve him. And the more and more those.
Oh my fucking God. What is so I can serve him?
Things are taken away from me, the more I can be empty and be a vessel and be able to be used. And right now it's like, you're not going to take, if we can't, you're not going to take my pain away, right?
Once this shit gets wrapped up in religion, like once a person's belief gets wrapped up in the fucking, like the black hole, or gets sucked down into the black hole, or fucking wrapped up into the fucking net that is religion, you're never going to get it back. Ever. 0% chance that you'll ever get it back. Because that's so deeply ingrained in a person, right? Religion is so deeply ingrained that like you can't fight that. No matter arguing, no amount of talking. So this hatred, this anti-Semitism is now religious. It's based in almost his belief of God himself, or herself, or itself, whatever.
The Jewish people say it's the Holocaust, this happened, and you can't say anything about it. We can't take their pain away. No one's going to denounce the fact that they tried to lock me up. That's what because every time I'm just holding stride, and it's like, I thought I was more Malcolm X, but I find out I'm more MLK, because as I'm getting hosed down every day by the press and financially, I'm just standing there. And when I found out that they tried to put me in jail, it was like a dog was biting my arm, and I almost shed a tear, almost, but I still walked in stride through it. Yeah,
I think they've been extremely unfair to you.
Who was they though? We can't say they is,
corporate
can we?
press. I'm not using the. I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking.
It is
about
them, though, isn't it? I mean, because
No.
because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about? Are you leaving?
Are you afraid of the press?
He's gone. I'll say it right now.
Kanye's
you guys, you guys want to bring that stuff up, and then
Have
think
the
we're not going
discussion.
to have a
Like,
conversation.
have the discussion.
Like you think Ye's going to come in here and say, "Here's my."
The look of Tim is like, oh my god, he just walked out. Oh man, I fucked up. I was trying to tiptoe around the hole, but I fucking jumped in it. He wasn't anti-Semitic. He wasn't anti-Semitic enough for Kanye, so he bounced.
Here's my software. I'm gonna say, I hear you, and then he's gonna say, and it was Jewish people, and I'm gonna be like, okay, but don't you consider? It's like, I'm not gonna do this. I
gotta
refuse.
Go, make sure he's cool.
All right, go for it. Luke and I will have a conversation. So,
Oh shit, Milo just went over. Milo's gone too, y'all. He went to go tickle Kanye's balls.
I can't say I'm surprised. What do I even do? Other than ask him, please elaborate on this. Are you referring to individuals, or are you quite literally blaming an entire group of people for the fact that powerful individuals are causing you harm?
I really wanted to ask Nick about his thoughts about MLK, because I know they contradict his comments about that. But again, these are mass generalizations that don't really help anyone in my perspective. They just kind of sound like their opposition. They sound what they're kind of going against, the woke mob that's always saying white men are responsible for everything. When I see people just use generalizations, it kind of cheapens the conversations. It cheapens a dialogue that we could have here that I was planning to talk to Ye about, specifically bringing up like, hey, let's actually talk about this in a real concise way. Let's not get emotional. Let's not walk out of here. Let's actually
let me
control
tell all you
ourselves.
guys outright. I said, this is going to be a big issue. Before the show, obviously, people are going to bring up the questions of anti-Semitism. Why don't we talk about the news? I want to hear what happened with this meeting. I want to understand what Ye 24 is. And then we can do a longer conversation about any of that stuff. And Ye literally in the first 5 minutes says, no, I want to talk about a group of people and point to them. Whatever, man. You want to know why? Look, you're not going to sit here and you're going to walk out of the room. You're free to do so, man. But literally, I said a couple sentences about, I don't think that's fair. Did I insult the man? He seriously can't handle. He can't handle it.
He also left during the Pierce Morgan interview he did, but he came back. So again, we should be able to have this conversation. What's up, Chris?
He wants his phone.
Oh, yeah.
Look, man, I wanted to talk to these guys about why they're meeting with Trump.
Chris.
I want to know what happened with the dinner, because we hear a lot of rumors about it.
I want to hear about their
And that's
2024 platform, which they were promising, which they were talking about, like they're going to be officially.
Let me explain to everybody
running.
that unfortunate they walked out. Fine, maybe they'll come back. Whatever. This is the biggest challenge.
I think Fuentes left again, off topic or off camera. All right, Kanye walked out. His anti-Semitism is deeply fucking rooted, and yeah.